Hey, welcome back to the channel, and I hope you all are having a great weekend. So, today we're going to talk a very interesting topic today. There is an update happening with the Hex Coin project, Richard Hart's project, and we're going to also talk a little bit about the Bitcoin MYK project, its latest update. That I think many of you all are going to find quite interesting. So, we're going to talk a little bit about that today. So, many of you all who watch the channel or are familiar with Richard Hart probably heard about the Hex Coin project, formerly known as Bitcoin Hex. And it's been a highly anticipated project, one I would say probably the most anticipated cryptocurrency project for me of 2019. And I've been waiting patiently for it to come out, as well as many other people. But if this is your first time hearing about Hex Coin, not to be confused with Hex as in a curse, to put a curse on someone. No, this is a programming term, the hexadecimal. It started off as Bitcoin Hex, and then it changed to just Hex Coin. And what is just so interesting about this project, why a lot of people are excited about it, is because it's going to be an idea, one of the first well done certificate of deposits with cryptocurrency, actually earning interest off your stake. Now, of course, we have staking, but this takes it to the next level, right? This is staking that has a lot of game theory in it, where it is designed specifically to make the price go up. There are mechanisms in place that create these artificial conditions to get that price to move up. And we're going to talk a little bit about exactly how that works. Now, what's also very interesting about it is that it's how you actually get the cryptocurrency. You don't have to buy it. That's why it was formerly known as Bitcoin Hex, because what would happen is you would be able to basically claim based on the Bitcoin you hold, kind of similar to a fork, right? So based on how many Bitcoin you have, you get so many Hex coins, and I believe it's running somewhere like 10,000 or so per Bitcoin. It could be more, or less. I think it did change in the past, but I will try to get you some more material about the exact ratio swap that you receive. Now, you don't actually have to swap your Bitcoin. You keep your Bitcoin, and you just get these tokens essentially free. Also, you can get them by referring people. So this, I believe, is going to be a great way to market this project. I'm believing that this is going to probably end up a top 10 cryptocurrency very soon. Not just due to the marketing and the brand effect of Richard Hart, but I just think it's a good project that psychologically addresses what we've been doing in the cryptocurrency space, right? So what's so interesting about the project is that it basically awards you these tokens based on the Bitcoin you hold. They have certain penalties. Well, I won't call them. Well, yeah, I guess you could call them penalties, where a lot of the value comes from when the Bitcoin holders don't claim their tokens, or they're penalized from their tokens, either because of there are certain well penalties. There are certain reasons why people want to claim. They might be locked out of their accounts. They might be on exchanges. If it's held on exchange, that doesn't count. So remember, like 95% of the cryptocurrency space uses centralized exchanges, and these exchanges, once it's on those exchanges, it's no longer you can't claim those tokens with Bitcoin Hex. But what a lot of people love about this project is the fact you can get in with very little risk, but have a great upside potential. And the core idea of, once you create programmable money, the next step logically that follows is you create programmable interest. And again, we kind of do that in staking, but there are certain game theories that make this different. Like, for instance, if you try to withdraw or sell your cryptocurrency before your staking period is over, you have to pay a penalty. That penalty and that penalty and that interest goes back to the people who have not withdrawn before their staking period is over. And some people might say, well, people will just keep their cryptocurrencies in and not take them out during these periods. But things happen. We know that emergencies come up and there will be people who will withdraw their tokens. So very interesting. Some people are comparing this to some of those Ethereum contract games. It's been some negative press that it feels kind of scammy. Many big cryptocurrency influencers have covered the Hex coin. But what seems to be happening is, with Richard Hart's presence in cryptocurrency, what we have to remember is when a cryptocurrency project is started, there are some fundamental things that are important for gaining the trust of the community, and that's how long you've been in the cryptocurrency space, what you've done in the cryptocurrency space, the influence you have in the cryptocurrency space. And Richard Hart has been one of these pillars that have stood in cryptocurrency for a long time. And oftentimes when we get people like this, ideas of projects being scams and things like that are very unlikely. Not saying it can't happen, but just saying it gives the community a great deal more confidence that it probably won't happen. Also, people like Richard Hart have went after scammers in the cryptocurrency space for a long period of time. Like I said, a lot of big crypto influencers know of him, have had him on the show. And so Richard Hart is a presence here in cryptocurrency. So the people who come out with those ideas about it's a scam and things like that, I would just say you should do your own research, do as much studying as possible. But looking at how the project works, me personally, is definitely one I'm going to participate in, am participating in, and I think it's going to do very, very well. So a lot of you already know all of this who watch the channel and follow Richard Hart, but I want to talk about the latest update we got, what's been happening with it. Why have we been waiting so long for this? So one thing I seem to catch in this recent interview with Adam Stokes, I like Adam Stokes. He's a great guy. He did a great, I think the best review of the Hexcoin project I've ever seen. If I can find a link to it, I'll try to put it in the description. You definitely should watch that, because this is a very exciting project, guys. It's probably the most exciting project in cryptocurrency right now. As far as I can come up with, but he did a great one. But he comes back. Richard Hart came back on his show. I don't know. This might be the second time, maybe the first time. I'm not sure. But anyway, he was on his show a day ago, and they talked about what were some of the problems, what were some of the what's been holding it up, because I think we've been waiting like about a year now. And so what I did catch was they spoke about a business logic bug. And what was happening is the earlier stakers were still kind of getting more interest return than people who stake longer, which is definitely against the rules of the project. Now, to just kind of clarify it for you so you can differentiate this from staking, is that when you stake, you pretty much know the drill when you stake. As long as you leave your stake coins in, you earn a certain amount of interest as long as they're in. But this is a little bit different. This is the game theory of making that price pump. It's all about making that price pump up and trying to get you as much interest as possible, because remember, this is the programmable interest. And if you're a person who invests to get interest, of course, you're trying to get the highest interest as possible. And there are generally negative connotations that come with that, but because of blockchain technology and the way we can manipulate platforms now, there are certain things that can be done to kind of work around that. So what's happening with Richard Hart's project is, what he's doing is like, there's certain amounts of times you can stake. I think you can stake for just a day or two, if I'm not mistaken, but there are certain periods you can stake. And you have to honor those periods. Now, if you don't, a good sum of that money that you lose a good sum of your principal, and that goes back, and that's to discourage you from making that price come down. Because remember, the hex is driven to make everybody make as much money as possible, right? And so that's what's been kind of the holdup. They want to make sure that this is working properly, but it does seem like they're getting a lot closer. I'm not going to say the time frame, but I will just say that from the interview, it did feel like that they are a lot closer to getting this launched than they were before. I believe they have completed some audits. I think now they're more so concerned about the interface of the platform itself. And I can't wait till it launches. And again, everybody can get into this. I'll leave a link to how you can get involved. You can just refer people. You get tokens. I believe you get like 20% of all the Bitcoin they claim. There is a whale penalty, so they're not going to let big whales claim, because remember, this is also about good distribution. So there will be penalties against certain whales, like the Mount Gox Trustee Board. A lot of the big whale entities that will more than likely dump the Richard Hart project is taking them out. Now, a lot of people complain it's not decentralized enough for them, but Richard Hart's in his idea and strategy about it, it's all about pumping up and getting more value to that price. So he's excluding them, it's Richard Hart's program, so you'd have to be on board with that, go with that or not. But I can tell you, a lot of people are going to go with that. And they're want to see this be successful. One big problem has also been just how we've treated cryptocurrency. I think we have to come to the reality of what we've become in cryptocurrency, and that is we've become, this group that have value price moreover than use cases, good hard working projects. And I hate to say it like that, but that's what we've done. And we've demonized hard-working projects, that do things right. They work hard, but for whatever reason, people are chasing the money. And we've demonized those projects. Those projects haven't been able to shine through quite like many others. And because of that, projects like the Hexcoin project has zeroed in on that market psychology and sentiment to what we actually really do in the market. And that's why it's going to be successful, because people are going to go with their very human traits and try to make as much money as possible. That's just how it is. Many of us wish it wasn't that way, but that's what's going to happen. And so, again, Richard Hart's coming at it from the perspective of we want to see a great price in the cryptocurrency market, and his project is geared to doing just that. Getting this price as high as possible. Try to get out too early. Try to get out at the wrong time. You will be penalized. The people who stay in will make more money. So it's a lot of game theory to it. And again, you don't have to buy in. You can get the cryptocurrencies free. I'm going to be doing affiliate marketing, leaving links. I already have a lot of people signed up, so I'll be able to claim quite a bit of the Hex coin from the signups from when they claim the Bitcoin. But again, they don't have to purchase the Hex coins. They get them free just for holding Bitcoin. So one strategy is just go out and buy Bitcoin, right? Pull up the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin pulls up the price of Hex coin. I'm going to also try to leave some videos in the description, some links to some videos, because I got questions through my videos. People wanted to know how to claim, how to sign a wallet. Richard Hart has some great videos on how to do that. Now, I will say this, for me personally, the easiest way to sign a wallet was with the Coinomi wallet. And I did a tutorial on how to do that. I'll try to get that in the description, but it is located in my videos. You just type in Coinomi Education Entertainment TV. It should pop up. That's one of the easiest wallets I know how to use. It is a little bit tricky if you're a person who are not accustomed to using wallets and doing signatures. I would say Coinomi is the easiest way to do a wallet signature, but we'll try to leave a list of videos on how to do wallet signatures. And it's pretty safe, pretty much safe. You do have to, watch the videos, pay close attention to it. Don't make any, mistakes that you shouldn't be making, but for the most part, it's quite simple and quite safe. And what else? What else happened with the Hex project other than just very excited, glad to see it's still gonna happen, and I think it's gonna be the best one out there, guys. Because like I said, we've treated this space like a casino, and we continue to do so. Many of us only use Bitcoin to buy other altcoins, right? If I were to ask many people when was the last time you did a Bitcoin transaction for an actual product of something, you went out to a store and used it or something to that effect, it's more about them buying Bitcoin, either holding it as a store of value or trading it for another altcoin. But as far as the actual use case of it, a lot of that's not happening. So that means what we are basically saying in theory is that we want to see a price climb. We want to see something that can hold a lot of value and make a lot of money. We're not looking for it to be a money and a utility in that way. And that's just the logical conclusion we have to come to at this point. Now, there are great blockchain projects out there with great use cases that I believe in the future are going to prove to win the race in the end. But right now, that's not where we're at with this. This is where we're at right now. But I will leave a link in the description. I think Hexcoin is going to be a project that many people appreciate and like. I think it's going to add a little bit more excitement to the cryptocurrency space in 2019. And I think it's going to be one of these last and final cryptocurrencies that give us the possibility to possibly 5x, 10x, 20x, or something to that degree. But anyway, we'll have to wait and see. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Be more happy to answer them for them. But right now, we're going to tell you about our project, Bitcoin MYK, the latest development, and why we think you're going to be quite excited about that. Okay, so we're here at the Bitcoin MYK site, and we want to tell you about the latest development. So many of you all watch the channel, are familiar with the Bitcoin MYK project. If this is your first time hearing about it, much similar to what we're getting in Hexcoin, I think what's happening in the cryptocurrency spaces, some of us sat down and we tried to figure out what would be the best way to make the cryptocurrency space work. And first, I think we would all have to agree on a goal as to what that was. I think many of us would come to the conclusion that, or say something to the effect of, well, we would want some type of mass adoption for cryptocurrency with a lot of people using it, and the space growing. But how do you achieve that? And one way to achieve it is good prices in the cryptocurrency space. And I think projects like Hexcoin will do a good job at getting people good returns that they need and making people want to participate more. And the next thing would be is some use case reason for people to use cryptocurrency. And what we've come up with the Bitcoin MYK project is, besides making it easy to transfer cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, which we use the Steem blockchain as a side chain to accomplish that, the Bitcoin holders who do not claim their tokens in Bitcoin MYK, those tokens get redistributed into a UBI program. Universal Basic Income has become a mass adoption vehicle for many people. But the problem with UBI is that it has proven not to be sustainable because people oftentimes don't buy free cryptocurrencies. They don't have to, and so then there's no money in it to be made. However, we found ways to use network growth, network value, means of projects on the site, and offers on the site to create value to the Bitcoin MYK cryptocurrency. And because of that, in a sense, creating a more stable, sustainable UBI program, Universal Basic Income program. So what you get is the combination of a social network, Universal Basic Income, and Bitcoin all merged together to become this universal money, if you will, cryptocurrency that can be used to transfer our value to one another, also allowing social engagement. And we believe these to be some of the most efficient ways, the more straight line approach, getting from A to B to achieve mass adoption through cryptocurrency. But our latest development is we have to find out how to generate these cryptocurrencies in a fair way to kind of create this idea of true decentralized mining to get people cryptocurrency. And the easiest way we found to do this was through your attention value. And how we achieve that is by monetizing your internet time. Now, this is a little bit different than many other systems we've found. What we've aimed to do is make this the most simplified way to get this done. The way that would more so encourage mass adoption. So we're going to show you how we do that. So to understand the latest development in Bitcoin MYK, monetizing the entire internet, you have to understand that attention in itself is value. Much like time, where you put your attention is just like value and money. And everybody's vying for it. And the people who get it, they have more value than everybody else. So what we did was we devised a way to make those elements as simple as possible to the user. And the simplest thing we could come up with is by the amount of time you invest in the internet per month, allowing that to be tokenized. And it's very simple how we do this. We tried to make it the simplest way. With the tokens that don't get claimed by Bitcoin holders through our Universal Basic Income program, those tokens go to supply all of the registrants to our site, right? To understand this, much like how every other social media site that you use, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, your understanding is you use that free to a certain degree. In certain instances, in some ways, they sell your data to create money in a variety of things. We don't do that. And when we do that, it's done at your permission only, right? But all of that value together makes this cryptocurrency valuable, yet giving you the choice to participate in those particular areas or not. See, with us, it's not A or B. It's C as well. You get to decide where you fit in with this. But the easiest way to achieve this is simply by allowing you to log your hours online spent each month. And I know that might sound too oversimplified, but I'll give you an idea of how this works. To explain, I was once picked for a survey for a media company. They sent me a package, and every month I would write down what media I consumed every month. They send me money each week. They didn't know if I was actually consuming the data or not, or consuming the media or not, or watching media or anything like that. Whatever I put on that paper, they just paid me for it. Of course, it was a limited amount of money you could get paid for it, but you get the point. It was more like polling data, information data, to get an idea. And this is kind of similar in a way, without having your personal information. This is you collecting your internet hours per month, and for each hour that you put down, you get one of our tokens that can be traded on exchange for value. This was the more simplest approach to this we could figure out, and it made sense to us. With all three of these elements together, a Bitcoin sidechain, a social network, and now a universal basic income program that takes your polling data for the amount of hours you spend online each month, was the simplest way to get this done. You logging in on our site, and you're off to the races. Now, some would worry about abuse to the system, bots, and things like that. And those, we have certain fail-safes in place to deal with that. We integrate through the Steam blockchain, as well as we have certain VPN blockers and a variety of things. And we have further security protocol that might make it necessary for you at some point in the future, if your account is suspicious, to produce a picture and an identification. But this identification would not show anything but just your first and last name and a picture of yourself. Everything else on your ID would be blotted out, such as state identification, locations, and a variety of things. And just a picture and your name on an ID is not enough to compromise your privacy or security, as that data would not be enough to really pinpoint you, right? And it doesn't even have to be your last name; it can just be your first name. Uh, the idea is just so we know there is a unique person to that account and not a bot. So there are ways to get this done. There's simplified approaches to this, and we believe we are finding ways to get that done. But we believe this is the answer. Now, this will start in August. You can start claiming after August the 1st, and payouts of the tokens go out on August, the last day of August, right? Last day of the month, the tokens generally get out to everybody. So we're very excited about this. We think this is going to solve a great deal of problems in the space. And there are other fun ways to earn. You can earn by watching videos, completing an offer, and a variety of things. But again, this is designed to meet these problems in the most simplified way, in the most easiest way to mass adopt users to the site. And we will be going through several evolutions with the project, but we think it's going to be fun for a lot of people. We think people are going to like this. We are starting to get quite a bit of people join the program now. And we believe that through research that this will yield a good step forward for the cryptocurrency space. But that's all I want to say in this video. If you all like content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to join our program. You start earning value today in our cryptocurrency. And until next time, take care.